Genis Steel, we take pride in our product, service, and reputation. With over 40 years industry experience, Genis Steel manages all aspects of steel fabrication, from on-site measuring, in-house drafting, fabrication, through to full site installation. We work closely with our customers to deliver innovative solutions to facilitate projects of any size. For further information, please contact genissteel.com.au or contact the company on 03 9465 1287.
MS Designer Living specialise in architectural design and construction of new homes, unit developments, extensions, renovations and commercial buildings. They are located at 14 to 19 Enterprise Drive, Bundoora, and can be contacted on 03 9467 6954. MS Designer Living.
Electrical Connectivity Australia is a leader in the electrical industry and specialises in matters of a domestic, commercial and industrial nature. Please contact Igor Georgievsky for any of your electrical needs on 03 9333 0433 or visit www.ecapl.com.
Preston, near post City! It's in! And again, Warren Spink has a hand in it. Andrew Zinni scores the goal. Not only are the fans winning on the terraces, the team are winning on the pitch. 2 goals in 2 minutes. 2-1 up, Preston Macedonia, and we've got an invasion on.
Crossfield ball for Taneski to try the spectacular. It's brilliant. Is it over the line? Yes. What's a goal from Alex Taneski?
Mia Kukulevski, he scored. It's the winner. What a great goal by Kukulevski. The crowd has gone wild, ladies and gentlemen. The Preston Lions are the Premiership champions.
Cross ball at the back post. There it is. And is that the goal that takes them up?
Through ball for Spink. He's in the box. Back for Cole. Cole square. Here's a chance for Smith. Smith, yes, it's there. Spink, Cole, Smith doing the damage. 1-0.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome once again to the Genis Steel Stadium Pavilion for the Lions Den, the official Preston Lions Club show, coming to you live on the Facebook page and on the FNR Football Nation radio app. As always, my name is Josh Parrish, and I've got a massive lineup tonight of special guests, Bianca Trimboli and Eva Harrington from the women's team are going to join me in a moment. And also we got a chance last night to catch up with Chris Theodoridis, our brand new goalkeeper signed this season, about his past career, his history of taking penalties during games. Yes, you heard that right. And what he makes of Friday night's clash with Western United, which is going to be absolutely massive. 8:15 p.m. kickoff for the seniors. A couple of hours before that for the reserves, of course, over at City Vista Recreation Reserve. That's George Cross Soccer Club. Get down there, down there in numbers and support our boys as they take on the 4th place team in a heavily congested MPL3 Victoria table. And we've got the women at home on Sunday. This is an absolute must-see. I know a lot of people were planning to come down on Friday night until the weather intervened, but they still smashed out a 7-0 victory and against the Eltham Redbacks in very inclement weather. We're going to get Eva and Bianca to recap that for us in detail. And they're going to take on Southern United on Sunday, who boast Matilda's legend Melissa Barbieri between the sticks. So huge pedigree in goal for Southern United, who will surely present a stern test at home. 4 p.m. kickoff for the seniors, 2 p.m. for the reserves here at Genis Steel Stadium. But last night, it was a fantastic opportunity to honour our past. We had a whole lot of our former presidents and committee members come down here to the pavilion for a special dinner to honour their contribution. We managed to have a chat to plenty of those past presidents and committee members on the night, and we'll be rolling out those interviews over the coming weeks and on the 75th anniversary celebrations of the club. You'll hear more from them. It was just a fantastic evening of real unity at the club. such positivity about the future of this institution. I saw so much pride on their faces because obviously we all know how tough it's been for this club in the last decade or so and how under threat the existence of this place was. To see it thriving like this for them, who've put in so much blood, sweat and tears over the course of Preston's history, was really fantastic to see, and it was great to have everybody in one room. So look out for a bit of footage from the night and some interviews with our past presidents and committee members, and we'll continue to hold events like that to celebrate Preston's history and celebrate our pioneers who've made a massive contribution to this club. And also, not a small footnote here, it was the first time that we've been doing Palmers down at the pavilion. We're going to have regular Palmer nights, and they were absolutely sensational. The senior men's players after training tucking in. It was fantastic food, fantastic night, and really good to see so many important members in Preston's history back at the club and really enjoying our new facilities here. Also, keep a lookout on our socials. We've released our value statement, which is such an important part of everything that Preston do as a club. It comes back to the core values. That's up on the Facebook page. Give that a read if you haven't. But yeah, it's absolutely vital to the overall vision of everything we try and do, from our senior programs, men's and women, down to the junior stuff. Have a read of that. But the big event coming up, the 75th anniversary gala ball, the night of nights at Crown Casino, is coming up June 18th, starting at 6:30 p.m. 3-course meal, fantastic entertainment on the night. We'll be rolling out announcements for that over the course of the next few weeks, but the tickets are on sale on the 7th, this Saturday at 7:50 p.m. So make sure you get in quickly, because this thing will sell out within hours. $220 a ticket. It is the hottest ticket in town as far as Preston are concerned, or really any other club on the Victorian scene, we like to say. 75th gala dinner. There is not going to be another night like it. Don't miss out. If you want tickets, get in quick. So with that, I think we'll go to a short break and welcome our first guests onto the program. Eva Harrington and Bianca Trimboli are going to join me on the other side of this break, so stick around.
Genis Steel offer full-service structural steel to leading industrial and residential builders across all metropolitan Melbourne and regional areas of Victoria. At Genis Steel, we take pride in our product, service and reputation. With over 40 years industry experience, Genis Steel manages all aspects of steel fabrication, from on-site measuring, in-house drafting, fabrication, through to full site installation. We work closely with our customers to deliver innovative solutions to facilitate projects of any size. For further information, please contact genissteel.com.au or contact the company on 03 9465 1287.
MS Designer Living specialise in architectural design and construction of new homes, unit developments, extensions, renovations and commercial buildings. They are located at 14 to 19 Enterprise Drive, Bundoora, and can be contacted on 03 9467 6954. MS Designer Living.
Electrical Connectivity Australia is a leader in the electrical industry and specialises in matters of a domestic, commercial and industrial nature. Please contact Igor Georgievsky for any of your electrical needs on 03 9333 0433 or visit www.ecapl.com. You're listening to The Lion's Den on FNR Football Nation Radio.
Welcome back to the Lions Den here on the Preston Lions Facebook page and on the FNR Football Nation Radio app. This is the official Preston Lions Club show coming to you live from the brand new pavilion here at Genis Steel Stadium. I'm Josh Parrish, delighted to be joined by two of our senior women's players, Bianca Trimboli and Eva Harrington. Welcome to you both.
Thank you for having us.
It's an absolute pleasure. Bianca, I think the only way is up from last time for us, right? Because
Yes.
we had the most horrendous technical difficulties 2 years ago. You did your interview twice, so you're a trooper for even signing up to do the program again, to be honest.
Thank you.
So tell us about Friday night's result. It was a wild night in terms of weather, rain coming in sideways. You know, as I was driving to a game I was commentating that evening, I think my car was floating up the freeway. It was absolutely nuts, but the pitch held up seemingly enough to at least play the game, which actually blew my mind. I assumed it was going to be called off. The game I was calling was called off, so I'm frankly amazed the game took place at all. How was it out there?
Oh, very wet. But sometimes I was like questioning, why do I do this to myself? Like, it was freezing cold. Thank God we got a win, 7-0 win. Look, as it went on, it didn't stop, and it got harder and harder as it went on. At one point, you couldn't even see ahead because the rain was just coming into your eyes, and and the ball would stop. You wouldn't expect it either, but we worked together. We kind of had to change the way we played a little bit, and then we got the win, so it was really good.
Eva, how did you find it out there?
Yeah, very wet. Like, water was dripping from my nose and a little bit uncomfortable and very cold, but overall, like, it was nice to still play and see how we all play in all different conditions as well.
I always feel that weather can be a real leveler in terms of skill level, because it's almost impossible to play football on a ground like that where the ball is not really moving, and sometimes it just comes down to who wants it more on the night. So it's good you're able to summon the motivation in those adverse conditions to get the win, right?
Yeah, 100%.
So talk us through the game, because no one has seen any of it. If you weren't there, you missed it. And that's because there was a total technical failure on the FV stream, and I think it was probably too dangerous to have a VO up in that sort of weather. So in as much detail as you remember, I'll turn to you, Bianca, first. 7 goals, a lot to recap.
Yeah.
Just give us the highlights.
Well, the highlight goal for that night would have to be Lexi's goal. Outside the box, straight over the goalkeeper's head. So that was the one I did remember. The rest was a bit hard to see, but our forwards did their job. Rach got 2 goals that night. Miri's always putting one in the back of the net, which is good. Hayley got on the score sheet too. She's a hard worker, so she deserved that goal. But overall, it was a really tough game, a lot of slide tackles. The boots were super heavy. I felt like I was going to cramp at one point. I felt like I didn't run as much as I normally do, but a super hard game. The girls really worked together, and I'm glad we got that win because it was a horrendous night.
All right, Bianca's given us 1 goal. Can you remember any of the others, Eva?
I remember Kiwa's first goal. Just not in much detail though.
You remember it went in?
Yeah, exactly.
Good.
It went into the back of the net, and
I think she got 2 actually that night.
Yeah,
Kiwa
she
got
did.
2.
Given it was Kiwa, I assume she slalom past 3 defenders.
She always
corner.
does.
I think so, yeah.
Something like that?
Yeah.
I was hoping you'd give me more of an actual detailed...
Well, actually, I didn't actually play on Friday night. Yeah, I played reserves, so I stuck around for a little bit and saw Kiwa's goal, saw a couple of the goals. But yeah, no,
How'd you go in the reserves? I heard it was an even more emphatic scoreline.
We won, I think it was 18 or 19 nil.
Oh my goodness.
And the rain didn't start until a little bit into the game, so we got to play on the pitch before it started getting heavier. But still, once it started raining, it was pouring.
So you lucked out then?
Yeah, a little bit.
I mean, 18 goals, hard to pick out one, but do you have a favourite in terms of...
Well, Tara, she scored a few. She scored 4, and I don't know, my assist to her probably is probably my favourite.
Nice one.
Yeah.
Recap the assist. So you're coming up from full-back?
Yes, overlapping. Oh my gosh, was running up in front of goals. I drove into midfield and then passed it off to her, did a little tap back, and she had a shot, and in the back of the net it went.
Always good for a full-back to get forward and involved, right?
Yes, 100%.
Definitely.
I think that's one of the stronger parts of our team is our fullbacks and their overlapping and ability to get back as well. Like, it's a lot of running. So
Yeah.
Only coincidence that you two are both playing fullback, right?
Only.
Okay.
talk us up.
Is that something that Dan encourages you to do, to get forward from that sort of position?
Yeah, definitely. But then also drills us if we don't get back.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, he always encourages us to go forward. Yeah.
We had Halabs on last week, and she was saying actually before the show, before we went on air, we had Dave Svetkovsky here giving everyone a bit of stick, as he always does, and he's saying, why don't you get forward more? Why don't you take on players, etc., etc. Rolled her up a little bit. Did she go for a few overlapping runs on Friday night?
Yeah, she definitely
Spurred
did.
on?
Yeah, no,
Good
she
to hear.
definitely did.
So how do you feel this season has gone so far? I mean, you're back on top of the table after Geelong dropped points on the weekend, so that blip against Melbourne Knights is behind you now?
Yeah, definitely. And it was hard playing against Burundara in the first round as well. But, we delivered. We got the win. It was just unfortunate about Melbourne Knights, but we're back on top. So.
I mean, I was talking to Dan after that game, and I still don't think you did anything especially wrong, to be honest. Like, you absolutely peppered the goal, and the ball just wouldn't go in.
Yeah, I think we had night cup that week.
Yep.
I think we were pretty tired after that, and we had a few sore and injured bodies as well. So yeah, I think after the night cup and the big game that it was, we couldn't find the back of the net. But as you said, we had heaps of chances. We just couldn't get them in.
Eva, what's the competition for places like in this squad? You mentioned you played Resies on the weekend. There are always players moving between those squads, right?
Yeah, 100%. I think there is a solid, competition. Not competition, but you're always competing for your spot, I feel. And
Does that raise the level of training?
Yeah,
when you know that there's a live possibility that you either will or won't be in the first team based on those performances?
Yeah, everyone's always trying to give their best at training and in games. It's not like people just rock up and.
Yeah, good.
Yeah, it's always competitive at training as well, and everyone's always trying their hardest, running, and it always shows on the GPS stats as well, how everyone's doing. So yeah, you can really see everyone's really putting in 110% to train and play. So
yeah, and Dan changes the formation around a fair bit.
Yeah.
So it kind of depends on the game as well, and who you're coming up against. Are they fast? Are they physical? So kind of depends on that as well.
Yeah.
We know Dan likes to delve into the tactics quite a bit. How much does the squad actually absorb of his feedback? Because it's a lot of information. I feel.
I don't know how he does it. We're here 3 times a week. He's doing it every other night as well, on the computer, tactics. Tells us about each player. We have a list, so we know exactly what we have to do. But no, there is a lot of information. We do try to take most of it in. He can talk a lot, but as long as we know our role at the end of the day, he can't yell at us.
Absolutely. You don't have to remember everybody else's instructions,
exactly.
just yours, right?
Yeah.
I don't think there's anyone else in Victorian football who knows as much about this league as Dan does. He's got
definitely
not.
encyclopedia of players.
Yeah.
He does.
No, he does.
He's very
his
knowledgeable.
research. Yeah.
So how did he recruit you two? We'll start with you, Eva.
Oh, okay. I played at South Melbourne with him in 2016, I think it was. So I played a few years there, and then he left and went somewhere else, and then so did I. So then I was looking at coming back to Melbourne and moving to Melbourne from Bendigo, and so he was like, "Why don't you come play at Preston?" So yeah.
Up in Bendigo, do you have family there? Or?
Yeah, my family lived up in Bendigo, and was playing down there, up there for a while. It's weird. I've flipped sides now. So yeah, no, I do.
What's soccer like in Bendigo?
It's different. It's not as competitive, I guess. A lot of the girls who do want to play competitively do come up to Melbourne. So the league's still really good. It's still fun, it's social, and it is competitive, but not at the same level, I would say. A lot of the VPL, MPL is at in Melbourne. So yeah.
What are the away trips and travel times like playing in that kind of league?
Yeah, it was very varied. The Bendigo League is fairly based in Bendigo, but then you could go Shepparton or Echuca. So yeah, it was pretty varied. So then it was like 2-hour trips sometimes. But then like
Team bus or?
yeah, sometimes, not all the time, but there was lots of carpooling for those trips or a team bus, which is always fun. And yeah, or weekends away as well. So
I've always thought the team bus is the best way to go to a game.
yeah, it
Just
is.
getting that.
It's very like, you know, it feels kind of professional as well.
Yeah. All rock up.
Yeah. Yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So it's pretty cool.
So Bianca, you grew up in the country as well, right?
Yeah, I'm from Woodend. Not as far as Eva, but close enough.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Were you living in Woodend? Are you still there?
No, I live with my partner now in Killaloe Park,
Cool.
so don't have to travel as far
'Cause
anymore.
I remember you were going on some insane commutes to get here, right?
Yeah. It was, especially after training, that's always the hardest. Because you just want to get home and eat. Normally stop at Macca's on the way home.
It's the only thing that's open.
Yeah, I
right?
know. So that made it hard, or always wanting a coffee or something. But yeah, thank God I don't have to travel as far anymore. Makes it a lot easier. But yeah, don't miss it.
Not at all.
So is there a bit of a country girl connection here?
A little bit.
Yeah, you
Good
could say
bonding.
that. Yeah,
Got a bit in common from
Yeah.
your
From
football
our,
upbringings?
well, yeah, we have played
in Bendigo.
prior to
Mhm.
Preston
Yeah.
in Bendigo, yeah. So
So you knew each other before you came here?
yeah.
Yeah.
It was there, you came around the same time.
Yeah.
Who convinced who?
Oh, I
Was I
think
here before you? I can't remember.
I don't remember. I think I don't know.
I can't remember.
No, I don't remember either.
So
But
you just both spur of the moment
Yeah.
decided you're signing for Preston.
pretty much, it was a bit like that.
Yeah.
So yeah.
No, it was good.
Okay, so there's just no answer to that question.
No.
It's just a mystery. All right, fair enough. Good as. So you were at Calder United
Mhm.
in an era where Calder were the dominant team in Victorian football.
Yeah.
What did you learn from that experience playing with that caliber of player?
It was very hard to get a spot in the starting
Yeah.
11. I can tell you that much. The only thing I don't miss, it was very stressful
Mhm.
going to training. You're just nervous to always stuff up. A lot of the girls would tell you off if you did anyway. So now coming here has been a lot more relaxed, and it's just been more enjoyable as well. Like, we take it serious, but we also have fun at the same time, so it's all right.
It was a
It's good.
bit cutthroat at Calder.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Definitely was.
So who was the best player that you trained against there? The best one-on-one opponent that you took on?
Ooh. At Calder?
Yeah.
You
You can go generally if you want. If there's a name that springs to mind from elsewhere.
Enza. She was probably my favourite player. She was in the midfield. She was like super lovely as well.
Right.
She didn't take the game too seriously, so she was good. I know they're all really good players. Like, honestly, it's really hard to pick from them. So
I'm just looking for like one anecdote about coming up against like I don't know Catherine Zimmerman or someone of that. Caliber, right?
yeah, I didn't get to play much with Catherine when she was there. I left. I got to play with Kasha Mayer. She's from America as well, and she was actually my housemate.
Oh, cool.
So we got to bond there. She was awesome. She was good to play against too.
So who here at Preston is the like most driven and serious person when it comes to training and that kind of stuff?
Ooh, that's a tough one.
Yeah, it is.
Any?
I feel like they're all pretty like laid back, but
Okay.
like we can be serious when we want to. Actually, probably I would say Rachel. She's the most driven. She works hard. She doesn't stop running in the game. You can see against Heidelberg, she was cramping and like she was running and cramping midway, and she kept going. Like, so she probably works the hardest, I'd say.
Let's talk about that game. I mean, I know there's a disappointment involved as well, but Heidelberg actually doing really well this season in MPLW. It's got to make you think like you actually tested Heidelberg more than some of those established teams have this season. So that's got to give you a lot of confidence, right, Eva?
Yeah, 100%. Like as I said before, it was such a competitive and physical game, let alone like the length of it. Like ended up going for the extra 30 minutes. I think it ended up being. So yeah, no, it is like a kind of representation of all the training and hard work I've put in to be able to compete with, as you said, they're going really well this season. So yeah, to be able to compete with that is a real good representation of how hard we've been working. So yeah.
Absolutely. And what was the feeling like in in extra time as you see people going down left and right? You finish with 9 players. Like it's.
Oh, I felt bad because we
Yeah.
were both on the bench.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we'd both been subbed off, so we couldn't go back on. We were both sitting there like kind of anxious, just like
It's a bit
on
of
the
an
edge of our
unfamiliar
seats.
feeling as well, because you're used to those rolling subs where you would have been straight on to help.
Exactly. So yeah, it was pretty nerve wracking and like
It was
we were
just
on the
tough
edge
to
of our
watch.
seats.
Yeah,
like
it was very tough.
knowing we could have also like we weren't cramping at that point in time. Like who knows if we could have, but. Yeah, to be like sitting there like, oh my god, everyone's sore. Let us go on.
Who's the loudest from the bench? Not including Dan, obviously.
I was gonna say.
Yeah, Dan.
I mean, we don't
That's a
hear
pretty
Dan,
self-explanatory question.
I mean, amongst the the players, people. Do you have any sideline cheerleaders who are really vocal?
Cool. I feel like Danny's always pretty vocal. She's
Yeah.
always
I agree.
supportive and yelling out.
Yeah,
So,
she's
Nice one. She's a good personality to have in the group now, right?
100%.
yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, I can tell you two need a break from this. So I think we'll take one and we'll be delving into more women's football stuff on the other side. Senior women's team in action this Sunday afternoon against Southern United. Stick around for more here on the Lions Den.
Genis Steel offer full-service structural steel to leading industrial and residential builders across all metropolitan Melbourne and regional areas of Victoria. At Genis Steel, we take pride in our product, service and reputation. With over 40 years industry experience, Genis Steel manages all aspects of steel fabrication, from on-site measuring, in-house drafting, fabrication, through to full site installation. We work closely with our customers to deliver innovative solutions to facilitate projects of any size. For further information, please contact genissteel.com.au or contact the company on 03 9465 1287.
MS Designer Living specialise in architectural design and construction of new homes, unit developments, extensions, renovations and commercial buildings. They are located at 14 to 19 Enterprise Drive, Bundoora, and can be contacted on 03 9467 6954. MS Designer Living.
Electrical Connectivity Australia is a leader in the electrical industry and specialises in matters of a domestic, commercial and industrial nature. Please contact Igor Georgievsky for any of your electrical needs on 03 9333 0433 or visit www.ecapl.com. You're listening to The Lions Den on FNR Football Nation Radio.
And we're back here on the Lions Den, live from the pavilion here at BT Connor Reserve, the Genis Steel Stadium pavilion. How about this new facility, right? This is fantastic.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Have you ever had anything like this at previous clubs you played for?
South Melbourne obviously has the big athletics track and the grandstand there, but like other than that, no, this is pretty cool.
This athletics track's no good for the atmosphere.
No, that makes a whole.
You need a set of
big-
binoculars. If
Yeah,
you're at the back
literally.
Of the grandstand.
You're too far away.
I've commentated quite a bit there, and player identification from that distance. You need
Hard.
binoculars. So
Hard. Yeah.
Actually, the women's football is the worst because you got ponytails in the way of all your numbers.
Yeah,
So
true. I never thought of
Yeah,
that.
I'm like looking for like identifying like boot colours and headbands and things. It's pretty rough. But I mean, this grounds, this club, what does it mean to you to get out there in front of these supporters? Anyone who wants to jump in.
No, yeah, it means a lot. Like to be able to play in front of the supporters, like everyone at the club and who supports the club is very like, I was going to say supportive, but that's too many. Like they're all very into Preston Club and being part of the club. So yeah, it's really nice to represent that on the field.
I spied a few of the senior men's players coming down to support you on Friday night, which is good.
Yeah, that's
Benji, Jimmy.
Yeah, it's good to see.
yeah.
Sheltering from the weather, I suspect.
Yeah.
But, so I want to see more of that because it's so good when we have this one club approach. It's not about one team. It's not about the juniors, not about the seniors, but everything Preston. And that's what we're trying to encourage. So get on down on Sunday, support our senior women. 4 p.m. kickoff for the seniors, 2 p.m. for the Rezzies against Southern United. We mentioned earlier, Melissa Barbieri is going to be between the sticks for Southern, which is kind of mind-blowing. If people don't know who she is, well, I don't know what rock you've been living under, but 86 caps for the Matildas. You're going to have to work hard to get one past her, right?
Yeah, definitely. As long as she stays in between the goals, I'll be happy because I've seen her come and play up front before and she's just as good.
Oh, no.
So as long as she stays in the goals, I'll be happy. We'll just hopefully our forwards deliver that day.
Absolutely. Maybe you'll just have to get 2-on-1s with the keeper and just like pass it past her. And
Definitely.
So you've got some pretty high caliber forwards in this team this season. There's a lot of competition for places up front. But the 2 Japanese girls have really impressed me. We all know what Miri can do, such a creative player, but Kiwa coming in this season, what's it like to train with her and play with her?
Yeah, it's definitely hard when we play a full pitch and I'm up against her because she runs all day. The ball's just glued to her feet. You don't know what she's going to do, and she's super quick and she's really good at scoring as well. She's a machine.
Yeah, it's actually quite striking when you see her in action, just gliding past 2-3 defenders every time. Like, how do you tackle Kiwa? Is it? Have you?
You'd be lucky if you get a little toe poke in there. And otherwise, she's off. Honestly, no, she's super quick and she just dribbles around 2-3 players like it's nothing.
Yeah, she does.
And we mentioned Rachel before. Her work rate and her goal scoring as well is obvious. But we've got Mel Garcia in the team this season as well. You know what she added to the playing group, and because she's played at a really high level.
Well, she's a hard worker as well, like always giving it her all the time. And like she's very creative on the field as well, and making new giving us other options and moving to be an option constantly. And I think that comes into her hard work rate as well. She's constantly just trying to support and be up front and score some goals.
I also think it's fantastic if people don't know this. She's immediately taking on a junior coaching role at the club with the under 14 girls, which is just so cool that you're a new signing and like put your hand up straight away to do that. I think is a fantastic approach. And, we're getting more and more of the men's players, Rezzies players as well, coaching juniors. I know Marco's doing some coaching. So, it's absolutely fantastic to see. What is your goal for the rest of this season, Bianca? Both in terms of a team goal, we all know what the end goal is there, but do you have any personal goals that you're trying to hit?
For me, I'd like to get on the goal sheet. That would be nice. But I am happy to give like an assist. That to me is just as good as a goal. For me, would just be getting forward more, getting the ball into the box. And obviously overall, we want to finish top 2, get promoted into MPL would be great as well.
What would promotion mean at the end of the season for this group of players, Eva?
I think, as I said earlier, we just all work really hard, and I feel like to the group it would be really, I don't know, special to us to achieve that, to see that all this hard work, pays off, and that, as we saw at the Night Cup, we can compete with some of or probably all of the MPL teams. To be able to recognise that at the end of what will be a very competitive season, I feel as well, would be really cool.
I have a theory about both teams this season, and that's you kind of alter your level to whoever you're playing against. I don't know if it's as true for the women, but certainly for the men, I've seen them really lift their games against high-quality opposition. Is that something that a pattern you guys see as well?
Yeah, definitely. We do seem to lift when it is a harder component, but it's also Dan, he changes the way we play depending on the team as well, so that also helps. Sometimes we just switch off a little bit when we know, they're not as good, but we need to get out of that habit as well.
Sure. You've got to be ruthless, right?
Yeah.
I'm sure you will be on Sunday when you take on
Definitely.
Southern United. Bianca Trimboli, Eva Harrington, thank you both so much for doing this, coming on the Lions Den, and best of luck on Sunday.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Get down and support our Lionesses, our senior women on Sunday afternoon. It's a home game right here. We'll see you there.
Genis Steel offer full-service structural steel to leading industrial and residential builders across all metropolitan Melbourne and regional areas of Victoria. At Genis Steel, we take pride in our product, service and reputation. With over 40 years industry experience, Genis Steel manages all aspects of steel fabrication, from on-site measuring, in-house drafting, fabrication, through to full site installation. We work closely with our customers to deliver innovative solutions to facilitate projects of any size. For further information, please contact genissteel.com.au or contact the company on 03 9465 1287.
MS Designer Living specialise in architectural design and construction of new homes, unit developments, extensions, renovations and commercial buildings. They are located at 14 to 19 Enterprise Drive, Bundoora, and can be contacted on 03 9467 6954. MS Designer Living.
Electrical Connectivity Australia is a leader in the electrical industry and specialises in matters of a domestic, commercial and industrial nature. Please contact Igor Georgievsky for any of your electrical needs on 03 9333 0433 or visit www.ecapl.com.
MS Designer Living specialise in architectural design and construction of new homes, unit developments, extensions, renovations and commercial buildings. They are located at 14 to 19 Enterprise Drive, Bundoora, and can be contacted on 03 9467 6954. MS Designer Living.
Genis Steel offer full-service structural steel to leading industrial and residential builders across all metropolitan Melbourne and regional areas of Victoria. At Genis Steel, we take pride in our product, service and reputation. With over 40 years industry experience, Genis Steel manages all aspects of steel fabrication, from on-site measuring, in-house drafting, fabrication, through to full site installation. We work closely with our customers to deliver innovative solutions to facilitate projects of any size. For further information, please contact genissteel.com.au or contact the company on 03 9465 1287.
Electrical Connectivity Australia is a leader in the electrical industry and specialises in matters of a domestic, commercial and industrial nature. Please contact Igor Georgievsky for any of your electrical needs on 03 9333 0433 or visit www.ecapl.com. You're listening to The Lions Den on FNR Football Nation Radio.
Welcome back to the Lions Den here on FNR Football Nation Radio and on the Preston Lions Facebook page. I'm here with our under-15 girls coach, Bill Stravreski. Bill, welcome.
Josh, how are you? Thank you, and thanks for welcoming me back to the radio.
An absolute pleasure to have you, mate. How's the season going so far?
Yeah, mixed results. We got pipped in the first week, and quite hard with the Orthodox Easter. Had a few girls missing, and last week was a better outcome for us, 2-1 up. So, look, the girls are playing well and really looking forward to the season after the last couple of years of interruptions, and hopefully it'll be much positive results to come.
Absolutely. I mean, what's it like coming back after 2 years of virtually no football?
Yeah, look, it's very hard, particularly for those girls who've played maybe 1 or 2 years prior to COVID. Luckily enough, the interest is still there, and so the appetite, the enthusiasm is still there, and it's great to see just the kids running out and each week, and particularly on the weekends. The all three pitches are full, and just on the weekend we had all the juniors playing here, and it's something that as a community we missed, and particularly this club.
Is there any change in, I guess, approach that you and the coaches have taken to this year, given the unusual circumstances?
Yeah, probably not so much around fitness, because a lot of people would have been doing exercise during sort of the lockdown periods, but just the touch.
Yeah. Is there a skill gap there?
There is. It's quite easy to lose that sort of finesse, that touch, and that's something that we need to work on and still working on. After 2 years of not kicking the ball around a fair bit, you can lose it, even the best players around the world, let alone the juniors. So in some parts, it's getting back to the basics, but not forgetting it's all about enjoyment. So making the girls have a few laughs and enjoy their time together. Not just playing soccer, but the friendships and the companionship that they truly make out there.
I have to say the energy around this place on a juniors night of a Thursday is absolutely crackling, isn't it?
It is. It's buzzing. You know when you enter the car park and there's not a spot to park your car, and sometimes you've got to park 500 metres away just to walk here, and it's amazing just to see so many young kids wearing the Preston jumpers and running out there, and not just the kids, but all the parents are here. You see all the parents together, and it is really a community sort of atmosphere out there, and that's just something that is positive to see.
There are a few clubs that actually have this sort of facility where everyone's there together, and you've got multiple pitches all side by side like this. I know a lot of clubs have different junior training grounds, their senior training grounds. There's such a togetherness that you feel when you walk in here.
There is, and the great thing is it's not only the kids that mix up on the pitch, and we train side by side with the boys, and even a couple of times we played a game against the boys. So it's great that you're able to do that, and not only building up competitiveness amongst the boys and girls, but it also develops friendships, because you see it after training that they get to know each other and talk, and so it does build long-lasting friendships. So it's more than soccer. It's about enjoying life and sort of building those fundamentals and basics of every day.
Absolutely. I think it's something that we need more than ever after coming out of COVID, is just that feeling of community and connection after everyone's been on their own and forgotten how to talk to people.
Yeah, it is, and it's just being able to mix, as a parent and as a coach, it's just great to come here and see people after the last couple of years being stuck at home, and even though it's a very cold night tonight, and be great to be in front of a fireplace, but there's nothing more than coming out here and spending a good hour and a half with the kids.
So why do you put your hand up for it, and what motivates you?
Oh, look, after every training and game day, I reach for the Panadol, but the smile that you see on the girls' faces, and not just myself, but all the coaches, you see the excitement, the pure joy that you see, the fun that they have, the connections that they make, and it's half the time it's me versus the girls trying to control them because they're having so much fun, and I know that drives me up the wall. But on the flip side, it's just positive to see that there's a bunch of girls there, 16 in total, that are just having a ball, and there's nothing more than just seeing that and knowing that they're enjoying what they're doing.
Well, I think that sums it up pretty well. Bill, thank you for stopping by and giving us a little insight into how the junior program's going, and best of luck for your under-15 girls on the weekend.
Yes, and good luck to the boys tomorrow night.
Absolutely. Taking on Western United, and on that note, we're going to take a short break. On the other side, last night I had a chance to catch up with senior men's goalkeeper Chris Theodoridis. That chat's coming up on the other side of this break.
MS Designer Living specialise in architectural design and construction of new homes, unit developments, extensions, renovations and commercial buildings. They are located at 14 to 19 Enterprise Drive, Bundoora, and can be contacted on 03 94 67 6954. MS Designer Living.
Genis Steel offer full-service structural steel to leading industrial and residential builders across all metropolitan Melbourne and regional areas of Victoria. At Genis Steel, we take pride in our product, service and reputation. With over 40 years industry experience, Genis Steel manages all aspects of steel fabrication, from on-site measuring, in-house drafting, fabrication, through to full site installation. We work closely with our customers to deliver innovative solutions to facilitate projects of any size. For further information, please contact genissteel.com.au or contact the company on 03 9465 1287.
Electrical Connectivity Australia is a leader in the electrical industry and specialises in matters of a domestic, commercial and industrial nature. Please contact Igor Georgievsky for any of your electrical needs on 03 9333 0433 or visit www.ecapl.com. You're listening to The Lion's Den on FNR Football Nation Radio.
Welcome back to the Lion's Den here from the BT Connor Reserve Genis Steel Stadium Pavilion. I'm delighted to be joined by Chris Theodoridis, our new goalkeeper. Chris, welcome.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Tell us, what was the pitch to you to join the club? What convinced you to come down to NPL 3?
Well, I had a phone call from Sam Frangos, which is our goalkeeper coach, who I've worked previously probably 10 years ago at Northcote. He spoke to me and how the club was interested in pursuing me. And having worked with Chris Capone, our assistant also at Northcote 10 years ago, I thought it was a good opportunity to reunite with them. And obviously knowing the history of the Preston, having played against them in my junior days and back when I was at Oakley as a young goalkeeper coming up, I always remember the environment always being joyful playing against them. Having obviously played against Lou as well when Lou was at Hume and I was at Northcote, I thought that was also a contributing factor as well.
You mentioned a little bit there. Take us through your playing history and how you come to this point, because you're a pretty experienced NPL goalkeeper.
Yeah, so I first started at Northcote City and I was there for about 9 years. I had a good successful run there with the 2013 VPL Championship and won other trophies there. And then I was at Heidelberg for 6 years. And
was that under Loza, the Northcote Championship?
Yeah, it was, yeah. So, another...
Preston legend?
Yeah, Preston legend. And then from there I went to Heidelberg, spent 6 years there, won 8 trophies there, and it was just a golden period. And I'm hoping to, bring some more silverware, especially in the 75th year of the club. And, hopefully I can play my bit and get the club up to where it needs to be.
So you mentioned that Heidelberg golden generation. We won't give them too much credit, but the thing that stands out to me about those teams was just a steely desire to win and never being beaten. Like, how does that culture develop in a team?
Well, I think it's also the personalities that you've got within the club, and you get that drive from the very top. So not only your coaches and they drive it into you, but also from the president and what they do, and the committee members and what they do to get the club to where it needs to be. And obviously with a lot of work that Preston's done here, and Dave is a very hands-on president, that all filters down. They may not know it now, but later on they will when the success starts to come.
I like to think the goalkeepers here have 2 goalkeeper coaches. There's Sammy, of course, but also Louis, a former goalkeeper, has probably got plenty of pointers for you, I imagine.
Well, funnily enough, Louis, he puts his 5 cents in here and there, but it's all it's all constructive, and that's what you want. So I'm very happy with Sammy, and obviously I've worked with Sam before, and I know what he requires and what he expects, and Louis too. I mean, they're both very high, they expect a lot, and I like that.
One of the first things that stands out when people watch you play, I think, is that you are a very modern goalkeeper. You're a sweeper keeper. You like to use your feet and take risks with the ball that other goalkeepers might not be confident enough to. Where's that come from? Were you an outfield player in your younger days, or is it just something you've always had?
No, I've never been an outfield player. It's just something, I don't know. I don't do it. I don't think to do it. I just do it.
It's just part of your makeup as a player, right?
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, it's not something that you can train for. Obviously, the weekend was probably a perfect example of that. Sometimes you get yourself in a sticky situation, you got to get yourself out. So that's what I try and do. Obviously, first you don't want to be in that situation, but if you ever are, you just got to, think off the cuff, and hopefully it turns out like it did on the weekend.
Is that something that the coaching staff have encouraged in your game? The fact that you are a goalkeeper who likes to pass the ball out from the back and keep possession, and you will attempt those more difficult passes to the flanks and so forth.
Yeah, I think that's one of the reasons why they approached me as well, to try and add that to the team. And we do work on it at training, trying to switch the ball and all that, and try and get a more fluid and faster attack.
One thing that also stands out about if people watch through your goalkeeping highlights is you don't always do all your work in your own penalty area. You have been known to venture forward and take a spot kick every now and again. Yeah. I don't think Preston have had a penalty so far this season, so I haven't seen who's assigned.
No, we haven't, and my name is not on the list. Let me tell you that. I don't think Lou's going to buy that. I think he's put the kibosh on that. So.
Did you ever miss one and have to run the full length of the field back?
I did, I think against Green Gully once, and I ran the whole way and...
Got away with it?
I did get away with it, yeah. But
how did that come about? How were you given that responsibility?
Well, when I was at Heidelberg, we had like you miss the penalty, the next person steps up to take it. And I was sort of talking myself up during trainings, and I was banging them in, and they were all going in the top corner, and then the coach said, all right, you've got it. So all the boys, we started laughing, whatever. Anyway, the first one that I took was against Green Gully away. This was the first one. We were down 1-0. And the Gully players were, what's going on here? They thought it was a piss take. And slotted that. And then, funny enough, the next 3-4 games, we ended up getting a penalty each game. So I was like on 4 or 5 goals within 4 games. So I was almost like top goal scorer in the team at that point. And that's how it came about, really.
Well, I guess if Preston ever gets into a shootout, they might be able to call on you.
Oh, in shootouts, I like to do my business in the goals.
Okay,
fair
enough.
Scoring them.
Keep focused.
Yeah, that's right.
A couple of clean sheets in a row for you and for the defence. How have you seen the progression of that back line in the last couple of weeks?
Yeah, I think, overall, throughout this season, it's been quite, a high level. It's been good. I think our only letdown was obviously that Nunawading game where I think, we were carrying 7 or 8 passengers, which happens, and from that game we've learned and we've tightened up in the back, and we've tried to bring that into the last 2 games, and hopefully we can bring it on Friday night.
What kind of goalkeeper are you? Are you someone who's pretty vocal with your back line?
Yeah, I'm very vocal. I think that was instilled in me at 12, 13 years old. And you probably hear me on the sidelines, I am quite vocal. Whether it's positive, I never try and be negative to anyone. If someone's not playing well, or you got to give that encouragement and say, we need you. Yep. More so than just, badgering them on the field. It does no one any favours. So, yeah.
Who's the loudest out of you and Benji and Jimmy in the back there?
You mean consistently?
Yeah.
Probably me.
Yeah.
But Jimmy's a good talker. Yeah, Jimmy also marshals the troops. Yeah, Jimmy also marshals the troops. So, which is good because sometimes, even myself, we need to kick up the backside sometimes when we're doing silly things, and if we make a mistake, we're all professional enough to understand that the criticism is not a personal attack.
Yeah.
It's constructive, and we all respect that.
Well, we know how much is on the line this Friday night against Western United. What's the preparation and the intensity been like in training?
Yeah, it's been quite high actually. The last 2 weeks has been quite high, especially after that disappointing Nunawading loss. We're just pretty much taking it week by week, and it's, as long as the intensity at training is high, then we believe that we'll take that into the game.
Is the preparation any different against these academy sides when you're facing, young players who are in full-time environments that like to keep the ball versus the challenge presented by a Whittlesea or a Doveton who play in a completely different way?
Well, you just hit the nail on the head there. Being a full-time environment, they're very well drilled, very disciplined in what they do, and they're all good ball players. So each and every one of us have to be on our game to, nullify what their strengths are and try and expose what their weaknesses are.
The performance against Whittlesea, lots of chances created. It ended up being closer than maybe it should have been.
Yeah, I think so. I think everyone that probably experienced the match would have thought the same thing. We had numerous opportunities, especially in the first half, to bury them. We didn't take those chances, which gave them a sniff. Especially in the second half, they were driving a lot more. Still in the second half, we still had some good opportunities, to put them away, but it wasn't to be that day.
You're hitting them down the flanks as well. Ryo Yamagishi was outstanding, I thought.
Yeah, well, we spoke all week about exposing both their fullbacks, and I think we got good joy out of that. Especially the second goal came directly from that, and the first goal with Chrissy's one was played through from I think it was Connor into that pocket. So, it was something that we were looking at all week to expose.
And the overlap's working well as well. When the lino was able to get out of the way of Benji from time to time, it was quite nice.
Yeah, well, Benji's been working on that at training as well, trying to spear
Taking
people.
Out the assistant referees,
yeah, that's it.
Okay,
so
cool.
he's been doing well on that, and he took that into the game on Saturday.
So you're committed this season, and I know that because you're travelling quite a long way to get to home games, to get to training every week. What was the draw card from that the club really provided to convince you to trek all this way every time?
I didn't need the convincing. I think, obviously, as I said, being with known coaches that I've worked with in the past and what their expectations are, and knowing what the club's expectations are in terms of trying to get promoted this year is all appealing to me. Trying to help a club of this stature, trying to get to where it should be. If I can do my bit, then it's all worth it.
What do you get up to on all those long drives? Are you a music man or?
No, I do love my 80s, but I tend to listen to just podcasts, like Joe Rogan podcast, Bill Burr.
The nice long ones to get you through, right?
Yeah, that's right. They're a good 3 hours, so that gets me to here, back, and back here again. Then I put the next one on.
So playing these home games in front of these big crowds, what's the feeling like out there?
Well, that was another reason why I wanted to come, to also experience that on a fortnightly basis or even a weekly basis, because I think all the supporters get out to the away games more than what a lot of clubs do. And I think that adds not only a drive for the playing force, but it is important because you do get sometimes those hard games that the crowd will get behind you, and it just drives those players a little bit more. Especially against that Geelong game, that was incredible. If we could have more of those types of days where we're winning and the crowd's getting involved, and
we had people dancing on the pitch afterwards, singing the team song with the fans as well, which you don't get everywhere.
No, that's right, and that's a testament to the club and especially all the older sort of generation Preston fans that have still stayed by the club as well, and all the new young kids, and I think the club's managed that really well.
Well, you see so many juniors in the stands at home games now, which is fantastic.
Yeah, and that's I'm alluding to that. The club's done a really, really good job on sort of all the new blood, sort of bringing them through and creating that atmosphere that these kids want to be a part of, and hopefully one day they'll be part of the senior squads.
Well, we know we want to achieve something special this year. You've been in winning environments before. Are you feeling that same vibe amongst this group of players, that same drive to win?
Yeah, I think they've all got everyone's got the will to win. Everyone knows what the target is. Not that, there's added pressure to the players, but the expectations are there, and we all we hold each other accountable, especially in the playing group.
It's a good blend of youth and experience in the change room?
Yeah, I'm probably second eldest to Budka, but I think overall, especially players that have come from maybe higher leagues that have come down, the goal is the same. No one's trying to, do anything different, and that's one of the reasons why I came, as I said before, trying to, help this club get to where it should be.
Well, this Friday night, it's a big one. Caroline Springs, George Cross. It's the City Vista Recreation Reserve. Get down there nice and early. Reserve's kicking off 6:30 and the senior team playing at 8:15. Chris, thank you so much for your time, mate, and look forward to the long drive out there for you. Pop on a long podcast and you'll be there.
No problems. Thanks for having me.
Chris Theodoridis here with us
Thanks,
on the
guys.
Lions Den.
Cheers,
Our
mate.
brand new goalkeeper joining us here, and we look forward to seeing him in action on Friday night. Big thank you to Chris Theodoridis for making time for that last night. Long drive for him, as you heard, all the way to Langwarrin, so we didn't want to drag him in on a non-training night. So he's going to be in action tomorrow as the senior men take on Western United. It's second place versus fourth place, with that top four in NPL 3 looking so tight. It's a huge game with massive implications for that promotion race. So make sure you get down to watch. It is at Caroline Springs, George Cross, which is City Vista Recreation Reserve. Get down a couple hours early and support the reserves as well if you can. The senior kickoff is at 8:15 p.m. Our senior women, as we covered earlier, 2 p.m, 4 p.m. on Sunday, playing against Southern United. They're top of the table once again. We couldn't be prouder of the way they're playing this season. And our Gala Ball 75th anniversary, the night of nights at Crown Casino. The tickets for that one go on sale this Saturday, 7th of May. Tickets are $220 each. They go on sale at 7:50 p.m. And you're going to want to know that exact time because this thing will sell out within hours guaranteed. So get on it as quickly as you can if you want to come down on June the 18th at 6:30 p.m. at Crown Casino is the start of it. We'll sign off here on the Lions Den for tonight. Big weekend coming up for our senior teams and for the club as a whole. We'll speak to you again next week.
Preston, near post City. It's in. And again, Warren Spink has a hand in it. Andrew Zinni scores the goal. Not only are the fans winning on the terraces, the team are winning on the pitch. 2 goals in 2 minutes. 2-1 up, Preston Macedonia, and we've got an invasion on.
Crossfield ball for Taneski to try the spectacular. It's brilliant. Is it over the line? Yes. What's a goal from Alex Taneski?
It's the winner. What a great goal by Kukuleski. The crowd has gone wild, ladies and gentlemen. The Preston Lions are the Premiership champions.
Cross ball at the back post. There it is. And is that the goal that takes them up?
Through ball for Spink. He's in the box. Back for Cole. Cole square. Here's a chance for Smith. Smith, yes, it's there. Spink, Cole, Smith. Smith doing the damage. 1-0.